Hello, Sugar Plum. So, what's the secret? Well, there's a new secret every time I make a video for you, right? We're going to talk about developers today. Now, it might not seem exciting, but you got to think about it. Developers are everything. In crypto, they are the meat and potato of the entire industry. If you can get a read on where the developers are going, you will kill it. Luckily for you, you're already in the crypto industry. So what happened in the early 2000s was developers started moving from pre-existing fields into different categories. And this is how, the greatest investors and the biggest return guys like Chamath, Palapoopy, he's like one of the greatest investors. I know we all hate him because he dumped Solana and everything, but he's actually got one of the highest ROIs. So these people could see where all the smartest people in the world were going. And back in the early 2000s, information travel through the internet. It was good, but you didn't have social media and all this other stuff invented yet to really make it obvious for everyone. So you had to get groundwork research. So that's how Chamath Palapoopy, that's how he was able to really, I'm going to show you him. That's how he was able to get a read on where things were going, right? And Mr. Palapoopy, he got Bitcoin early. I think he put $1 million in a Bitcoin at $1. He ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. He owned an enormous amount of supply, and apparently it was over a poker game or something. Someone just pitched him Bitcoin over in 20 minutes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, sweet, I'm going all in." Actually, it wasn't even all in for him, but he's a visionary, and he was able to get a read on social media early, so he worked at Facebook, and I remember from his interviews, him talking about it, and, you can go look it up on Lex Friedman and stuff, and the way he speaks about it, it's really important because you get to see the mindset of someone who's a visionary and someone who can see the trend before everyone else. And this is what we want to do, in crypto. You even know from Metcalfe's law, yeah? If you know, oh my God, this protocol, this community is going to have 100,000 members, and now it's only got 10,000 members, right? I'm going to get in. So that you're being a visionary. You got to actually always think of the future. On average, the market only can think of the future by 6 months. That's the average market participant. So most people I'm not joking, most people only think in the next 20 to 60 days, right? 1 to 2 months. And then you have the long-termers who think in 2-3 years, right? That's on average. But then if you get the weighted average of it, it's 6 months. That's why the market always forecasts around 6 months ahead of time. We only get an average, the wisdom of the crowd, 6 to 9 months ahead. So if you can do more work and you can think about things more deeply, and surprise, surprise, we all work together, we share knowledge, we might be able to get an idea of where things are going beyond 6 months. The average market participant can only get a read maximum 6 to 9 months. That's what the market information is telling him. So if you get an idea of something in year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, now all that excess supply of those years added on, that is your compounding return. That's actually where you're going to get the big gains. That's why you never make gains holding 6 months or 1 year. It's always when it starts to get painful. Between year 1 and year 2, the rinse, and then year 2 and year 3, 4, 5, and then everything starts working, okay? So we're looking at developers today, and social media started, right, in the early 2000s, and they were trying to get a read on how it's going to work. You had MySpace, and I learned one thing from Chamath. He basically said, he realized he didn't even know what everyone was really doing, even though he did, but he's even if he didn't, he just looked at the sheer number of developers going in one area, and he knew that was it. Silicon Valley and tech, that's it. This is literally, these people are going to rule the world. And that's how you have to think, okay? And we are thinking like that. That's why we're in crypto. So there's a website here, developerreport.com, and a lot of people argue with the numbers, but the numbers and stuff, they're not that important. It's just that, look at this. They're going up, man. Look at this, friends. This is, when you're investing in crypto, this is what you're investing in. So when people say to me, oh, it's going to zero, it's going to zero. This is the chart I'm imagining in my head. I'm like, dude, look at the amount of parabolic growth of people are coming. This is part-time developers, right? It doesn't matter. This is going up and to the right. The number of developers are going up and to the right. Now, why me and you are going to pay attention to this is going to be the undertone for your bullish sentiment going forward, okay? And we're going to tie this into Ethereum and other chains. So the numbers aren't 100% correct, and they don't really need to be, right? We know, like, you're going to see a lot of information, man. There's so many white papers, okay? I've gone through over 500 altcoins. Oh my God, white papers are mostly just trash, rehash. There's no super secret info in white papers. Then you have the websites. Then you have to go check the telegrams, talk to all the devs, if they even respond to you. There's so many things, man. And then, oh my God, you got to learn how to read code, which I don't even know how to do. Oh man, you can see how it's infinite possibilities, permutations, combinations. So what do, man? You have to synthesize stuff. But that's why you're watching me. Highest value content, right? Like, subscribe, bell button, all please. That's all I see. When I see this, I'm like, okay, whatever. Up and to the right, that's it. Next chart, okay? So I know a lot of people laughing. That's all you got to look at, man. That's it. The chart goes up and to the right. Move on, okay? Move on. We don't need to look at anything else. You just go, okay, that's it. Industry's bullish. Okay, let's go. That's all you need to look at. Isn't that crazy? That whole bear market. I was looking at this. I'm like, okay, well, tiny bit of people are leaving, but not everyone. Like, oh wow, look at this. These are the weak people. The weak people left. Yeah. Remember by Metcalfe's law, right? If the developers are only leaving by like 10-20%, you're gonna square it to get an effect because you get the exponent, right? So that's why, even though there's a tiny bit of people leaving, the price starts moving much. It's kind of a proxy into the people holding, right? So, but still, doesn't really matter, man. We're moving up and to the right. But this website, it breaks down each chain and how many developers they have. So we're gonna try be Chamath back in the day, right? And he's like, okay, all the devs are clearly going one place, all right? So just to give you a quick rundown, right? So Chamath he went hard on Bitcoin, right? And he killed it. Chamath didn't know what DeFi was at the end of 2020. Go and listen to his interview with Laura Shin, okay? He had no idea. He got embarrassed. I think it was with her. Yeah. One interview, they asked him, what do you think about DeFi? He literally said, what's that? And they just moved on. I was like, what the hell? The most visionary guy doesn't know what DeFi is? So, and now he knows what it is, right? So, gives you an idea, man. Even though all these people are smart and billionaires, we can still be earlier than them, yeah? He missed literally the whole DeFi season of 2020. Think about that. Now, we are going to see each chain here broken down for the dev count. But what I'm going to conclude from this is not what the average person is going to conclude, because two people can look at data, the same numbers, and have two different stories, all right? Now, Ethereum's obviously winning, okay? Ethereum is winning. Ethereum here, 5,700 devs, okay? And then you look at Polkadot, which is, most people don't even believe me when I say this. Polkadot has 2,000 developers in the ecosystem. I know. I'm not. What he is building, guys. What he is building, please. I want to know what you're building. There's nothing out so far. Isn't that nuts? Cosmos has 1,700. Solana, 2,000. So, if you look at these, you already know, like, who has the highest odds of being around to keep creating more apps. That's it, right? It's not one person's going to win and one person's going to lose. It's not that game, okay? It's a different game, friends. It's a game of probabilities. And that's why, like, if we knew the answer, man, we'd get 1,000x. And I'm not even kidding. If you knew one of the chains on this page is going to, like, become top 3 spot, maybe top 2, who knows, maybe even flip Ethereum, right? It's possible. Then, obviously, you're going to kill it. But we don't know. There's so many smart people looking at all this information. No one has any idea. We don't know if, are people going to just put up with Ethereum and the Ethereum layer 2s, But this is where, now you're listening to me. So I'm just going to share with you my view, okay? And we will not marry any view, okay? We have a strong opinion, loosely held. We're ready to morph with whatever happens, man. Crypto moves way too fast, okay? So how I see this is there are like 25,000 full-time active developers or something, right? Where it is. monthly active devs, you know. So 25,000. So let's say you have Ethereum here, 5,700. So the way I look at it is, all you got to do is get, let's just do a round number, 5,700 on, let's do 24,000, 23%. Right. So Ethereum has 23% of developers. It's the most and it's the biggest, but it's not 100%. Okay? So this is why, if you keep living on the bleeding edge and we always get our telescope and we're always trying to see into the future, we will make heaps of wealth and we'll kill the average participant listening to the mainstream YouTubers. Okay? We're going to kill them. Absolutely murder their returns. Because they're always looking for the one winner. Okay, who's in charge now? Okay, let me stick with them, right? So Ethereum is 23%, okay? But it's not 100%. So how I interpret this is, okay, in the next 5 years, there are going to be some killer applications, okay, in some industry, right? DeFi, which represents all of finance, gaming, metaverse, NFT, clubs, passport ID, we don't know, man. Some crazy new sector. The way I see it is, Ethereum has a 23% chance of creating it and being a part of the pie. Okay, 23%. So those are the highest odds with anything in this game. And they're pretty big, man. Isn't that great? 23% chance. Now, 23% is not 100%. So now you automatically think, wait a minute. Does that mean the other chains have enormous upside? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But it gets exponentially harder. Okay? So, because Ethereum has bigger mind share. Right? So, let's write this word down. Mind share. Mind share. This is what happens in Silicon Valley. Because everybody is in the same community, they talk to each other, they have coffee together, maybe they like buy each other socks for Christmas, extra fluffy. Because you have the mind share there, the beehive, it grows stronger exponentially. And everybody who like joins that ecosystem suddenly like becomes super techie and smart and stuff. This is what happens with humans, okay? Happens in Silicon Valley. So maybe Ethereum will have its own mind share. Maybe the devs will move between Arbitrum, Optimism, other layer 2s, staying within Ethereum, right? We don't know. This experiment hasn't been played out before. That's why we're bleeding edge. That's why if you get this right, you get to kill it, okay? So that's the cool thing, right? Ethereum is not 100%. So we want to look at, what about the other ones, right? You got Polkadot. This is the thing. Polkadot has 2,000 devs. Now, I'm telling you right now, Polkadot's user interface system is absolutely freaking trash, okay? It's garbage. And I won't be surprised if Polkadot just makes a popular EVM, which is Glimmer, Moonbeam, and everyone's just like using, MetaMask with it. But people aren't going to really care, okay? No one's going to say, oh, Polkadot, it's an EVM. We don't really care, okay? Most people, they're here, they want to make money, they want to participate, they want to have fun, they want activity, they want something to have a use case, okay? But 2,000, like the way people speak about Polkadot is just like, wow, it's like there's no devs on there, okay? So we have edge here, okay? But does that mean, oh, go buy Polkadot now? No, it doesn't. I've gone and made a Polkadot video. You can buy it, by the way. If you said to me, hey man, I want a bit higher beta, I want higher risk than just holding Ethereum. I want to hold layer ones and I want more than just ETH, right? Well, here's your answers, man. Polkadot's one. You can get that. If you want Cosmos, but you got to punt that they fixed the tokenomics, Solana, right? So that diversifies away from ETH. Effectively, what you're doing, friends, is, let me show you on the chart. If you're long Polkadot, you are long the .ETH chart, okay? That's what you are long. So the good thing is this chart is going down, and this chart from the top is down 83%, okay? So if this chart goes up, this is Polkadot gaining on Ethereum, okay? So effectively, let's say you had 10 Ethereum and you converted it to Polkadot here, and let's say the chart rallied up to, let's say the chart rallied back to the highs of 2021, okay? If they do that, right? So your 10 Ethereum is now worth, 60 ETH if we get back there, okay? So that's why we don't sleep on this stuff, man, If you made 6x on your Ethereum and Ethereum went to like $10,000, friends, that is huge. So you do 10 divided by, it's like, let's say it's 1600. That's 6.25 times the, wow, that's insane. Remember, that's how much Ethereum appreciated to get to $10,000 in US, and then you're making a 6x on that. So you get 37x on your Polkadot. Isn't that crazy? 37x, right? So if you just look at .USD, 37 times $6, 37 times like $6.20. Wow, $220. Yeah, so that's where I got my video price of, Polkadot to $200. That's where it is, right? So, but here's the thing. These are just odds, okay? These are odds. The highest odds are with Ethereum. But Ethereum can only flip Bitcoin. Look how high it is on the ranking. This is another way to look at it. Ethereum can only go to number 1. That's it. Okay? But look at everything else. Look how much the gains, like Polkadot's rank 15. It can go up. Solana rank 12. It can go up as well. Okay? So, this is not, hey, clear buy, clear sell. But we're mapping out how this thing is probably going to play out. And it's just a game of probability. Okay? So, once again, we're looking into the future. This is how I'm thinking about it. Okay, in the next 5 years, there's going to be new sectors, new games, new metaverse, new DEXs, new user interface, new stuff everywhere. And they're going to be improved and tweaked from existing things, different user interface. Who's going to make the killer apps, right? We don't have one answer. It's hyper competitive. But we do know, we can give weights and odds based off how many developers there are, right? So the genius dev, they're out there somewhere, the top 5. The top 5 in each group, they're out there somewhere. But how much does Ethereum have? That's what you don't know. Maybe Ethereum has 1 of the top 20, and we don't know it yet. And maybe Polkadot has like 10 of them, So whoever can figure this out is obviously going to make 1,000x, and I'll absolutely, absolutely kill it. But when we go through this, that's why you have a good advantage if you just check this out and you realize the odds that are for you or against you. So Tezos has been around for years and years and years and years and years, okay? 383 devs. So not only are you now going to enter third cycle curse prophecy land, you don't have many devs on your side either, okay? Cardano will also enter its third cycle, 465 devs. Now, I can already hear a lot of people get upset when you use these numbers. They go, no, they're fake devs. They're just commits. They're just and that. But this just gives you a proxy, man. What else are you going to use? You're going to go interview all of them? They're not going to give you straight answers. You're going to have to use this information just as a guide, just as like relative numbers, right? Here's another thing, right? Arbitrum has 200 devs, okay? Optimism, 180. So I want you to think about this, okay? This is the thing, friends. Ethereum has 5,700, all right? But do you think 100% of them are going to go to the layer 2s? Have a think about that. I want you to think about that. Do you think all 5,700 developers, right, because Ethereum's gas fees are going through the roof, do you think they're going to move to the layer 2s? How loyal are they? That is something we really have to think about, okay? Because there's going to be other chains, friends. They're going to get funding from billionaires, yeah? I'm telling you right now, that's going to happen. Billionaires are going to come in. They're going to invest in different ecosystems, They're going to make games, different RPGs, new World of Warcrafts, different fitness games. Everyone's going to experiment, man. And they're going to have a lot of money put in. And they're going to hire devs. And they're going to raise the bar. The salaries are going to go up. They're going to grab people from their coins. And then throw another spanner in the works, right? Look at Pulse Chain, for example. Richard Hart's going to launch Pulse Chain, right? When Pulse Chain comes out, you now have to think, all right, if that makes a lot of noise, and I think there's about 125 projects that are going to launch. So let's say each project has one dev, which they don't, but let's say they do. Then their starting number for Pulse Chain will be, so let's write this down. So Pulse Chain, let's say it's 125 devs to start, okay? if you don't have to think he's going to be successful, okay? I don't want you to like make too many assumptions, but if he actually gains some traction and Pulse Chain, PulseX goes up, right? Do you think we could get to like 500 devs, right? Think about that. Think about the traction. Think about the snowball of that happening. And then you think, okay, well, there's 5,700 in Ethereum. You're telling me not a few are going to move over? What if the prices are going up and there's more adoption, and there's more new people coming in to do stuff, right? Because all these devs on Ethereum, man, some of them, they want to make games. Some of them, they need it in NFTs. They got to code different NFTs, right? There's going to be entrepreneurs who make stuff that are going to need the Chainlink Oracle data. So as you can see, man, a lot of these parts, they're not concrete and set in stone. And everyone assumes that, right? Everybody thinks that, okay, well, it's just the way it's going to be. It's not. It's not, man. Crypto is hyper competitive. There is no geographical advantage anywhere in any chain, okay? With countries, there is. You can put a law around a certain country. You have a business operating in there. You can sell to their people. We're in a different game, friends. We're in a different game, okay? So we're going to watch, right? Obviously, we're participating as well. If Pulse Chain can be successful, use this as a proxy and go like, oh my God, if these guys can shatter expectations, what's the next 5 years and 10 years going to look like, right? With more people come in, more devs come in, okay? And I also want you to think about this. So my job here is to show you that we can break paradigms. I do break paradigms in everyone's minds all the time, okay? Because I'm here 18 hours a day, man, working for you, working for the people for free. I do a better job than the politicians, okay? So my final message, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about, let's go look at the charts, okay? I want you to think about Bitcoin, okay? Here are my cute coins that I love. This is the Bitcoin chart. At the start of Bitcoin, there were people who believed in decentralization. They believed in Satoshi. They believed the banks were printing too much, okay? They did. And they believed the government is oppressing the people, yada, yada, all right? But the people who came in up here, all right? I want you to think about this, friends. Let's be serious for 1 second. Put your mittens on and take them off again. And sit up straight for your posture, okay? The people who came in this rectangle box, they came because Michael Saylor shielded the top, okay? Michael Saylor, he shielded the top. Now, if you listen to Michael Saylor's language, he is not anti-government, okay? Not only does he want the SEC and everybody to ban Ethereum, ban them, he is not an anarchist. He just believes in his heart that Bitcoin is the greatest, most pure form of money and ever. It's perfect, okay? And he sells it really well. That's how we trapped a lot of people at the top. So compare the morals of the people here, right? Yes, that's a poopy emoji. Compare the morals of the people there with the morals of people who believed in Bitcoin here. Okay, compare the two. They're 12 to 13 years apart, and the price is 30,000x difference from $1 to 30K, roughly, right? So compare them. These people, anarchy, not really anarchy, libertarian, free money. The world needs hope, right? We need to give hope to third world countries, people losing purchasing power. The government is oppressing us. That's the message here. And now it's just Bitcoin's the best, so let's work with the government and everything, right? The message is changing so they can onboard more people. Do you see how the message changed here? I will now say this to you, okay? This is Ethereum. Ethereum is now going to enter its third cycle, okay? It's going to enter its third cycle. So we're doing it live, okay? We are doing it live. I am trying to beat everyone's conclusions here. All right, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to think 4, 5, 6, 7 years ahead of everyone. All right, so I think, it's just what I think. At the start here, Ethereum was the child of Vitalik, right? Vitalik said, hey man, the world needs smart contracts. We need a general purpose blockchain for anybody in any third world country to come in and start developing and create apps and build ecosystems, and they can enrich themselves, and they can make all of do good for the world, right? They can even, bring money and jobs even to their own country. So many good things can come from that. And it needs to be decentralized, okay? It must be decentralized. So, decentralized, it must be censorship resistant 100%. So we will make it as slow as we need to as a chain, just so no government can ever shut this down, because we want people in second and third world countries to do better for themselves. I think just like how Bitcoin, the morals and the ethics of people, they focus differently. Right? I'm not going to say they're good or bad. They just went to a different place. I think it's now going to change. Okay, I think now people are going to be thinking differently. I think in here, no one's going to be thinking about that. Now, there will be people who do, but I think the majority of the crowd who come in, because of the way, remember, friends, you know how Metcalfe's law moves. Most of the people, so this is, let's say, for example, this is 10 people, this is 1,000, this is like 1 million people, all right? Yeah, the 10 people, they still care about decentralization, okay? The 1,000 people, yeah, we kind of do as well. But the 1 million people who are going to have to come in and push up the bags, they don't care. That's what my point is. They don't care about decentralization. They're not going to care about, hey man, yeah, let's make our chain a bit slower and take a long time just to keep it maximum decentralized. That's what I think is going to happen. I learned of Bitcoin, and I'm here sharing that with you. So how do you look at this information, right? And how do you go, okay, what can I do from this? Well, the answer is clear, right? The answer is don't be a maxi in the top ranking blue chips unless your clip is that means your entry size is say $500,000, okay? Because yeah, a 5x on 500k, you make your 2.5 mil, that's okay, you can retire. But if you got 5k, 10 grand, even 30 or 40, 50k, even if you got 50k, I'm sorry, what's a 10x gonna do? 50 to a 500k, you give a third to the government, now you got 250k, and now you're gonna beg that I can still be bothered making videos in 4 or 5 years to help you out, because I might not be around. Who knows, man? I can just delete my social media tomorrow, just be done with this, okay? And we know the fruit gets eaten faster and faster. The low-hanging fruit is disappearing, okay? So we look at all these devs. We've seen this. We could go, hey man, just like how more people come in, they care less about the founding principles. They want to do new stuff and real stuff, gaming, metaverse, DEXs, all that. Just like how that happened with Bitcoin, it's probably going to happen with Ethereum. We're now looking at this with a different lens. That's why I look at all this data, man. All these devs, these dev count, they are not certainties. It's just probabilities, for all we know, some genius is on internet computer, right, ICP, and someone's going to make an actual killer app. Maybe someone is going to make a mad game, But we don't know. We don't know. The good thing is, right, at least when these things start to appear, you and me, we are not going to say, it's crap, I don't want anything to do with it, okay? Because to even be able to grasp the upside of what's available here for us, your mind's got to be open to the fact that this stuff is still bleeding edge, nothing is set in stone, and the best is truly yet to come. So friends, let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, I'll catch you later.